excited to see so many faces here. Obviously, been a challenging time not being able to get out onto the softball field. For all of you girls, I obviously do not play high school softball anymore, but I love covering it. I've been covering sports since high school sports in Atlanta for a long time. Coach Rice probably remembers me beardless 10 years ago, covering him in a state championship run. So this is a really cool opportunity, and looking forward to talking to you. We have some great athletes here, some great teams. Kind of unique perspective here. All four of the teams that are here today played in the state tournament last year, which is a really cool kind of, I didn't realize that until the message popped up last night, and I'm kind of going over it. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. You know, two of the teams played for a state title. One of them won a state title. Um, just a really cool, super talented group of athletes in Loudoun County. So like Kevin said, we wanted to kind of give the coaches an opportunity to talk about what their expectations were for the season and maybe some opening remarks. And then we can get into some conversations with some of the athletes, what you're missing out on, what you are looking forward to next year, and maybe this summer we can get back out on the field. So why don't we start actually with Billy, if you want to. Billy Rice, the head softball coach at Stonebridge High School, coming off a state championship win last year, which is pretty exciting. And do you want to kind of open what your outlook was on this season and kind of what you're missing out on right now sitting at home?
Okay, so I have to give a disclaimer. If I get bombarded by my two kids, I apologize. But so as far as this season, I mean, we did lose some really good players last year, but fortunately, we were really deep in last year's roster, and we were able to fill a lot of those spots, I think, pretty well. So we were really ambitious in our thinking this year. We thought we could, get back to that state tournament, try to make a little run. Of course, we do have a new challenge in our district with Riverside, who's a really good team, as you said, was in the state tournament, as well as Woodgrove doing the same thing. And then Freedom's there, obviously, every year with us battling it out. So we were pretty optimistic going in. I mean, I think we all are. At the beginning of the year, we had a good showing, had some young players really step up early on in the scrimmages and so forth. So we were really excited. I hope it's okay if I just mention our seniors, that some are on here, some are not. But I guess one of the biggest disappointments in not having this season, and it has nothing to do with the opportunity to win some games or make a playoff run. It has to do with not getting to spend the time that I was looking forward to with these 7 seniors. It's unfortunate. It really is. I mean, they're really good softball players, but they're a fun group to be around, and they're just fun to watch play, socialize together, just all those things on the bus and what have you. And there's 4 players in particular that I'm really disappointed for, because they were more of a role players last year, and they were going to have their opportunity this year to really step up, jump into a starting spot possibly, and show what they can do on the team. And that's Allie Moulton in the outfield and Mary Quinn in the outfield. They were lined up to fill those spots that were left open after last year's season. And then Julia Fritz was going to spend a lot of time at first for us, hopefully, and swing the bat. And those 3 have been with me for 4 years, and they were biding their time, and they were just waiting for their opportunity. And unfortunately, everybody knows what happened. There is another young athlete who played freshman year with us and then went the route of track for a couple of years and came back, in Mackenzie Keeling, and had a huge upside for her this year. Was really excited about her being back. Great attitude, great personality, great teammate. You could just see that she was going to add a lot to our team this year. And then our 3 that really contributed a lot last year, in Jordan Thompson, who's going to be our catcher this year after Maddie left, and Lauren Fox, who's been in our center fielder for the last 4 years and lead off, and then Olivia Valbach, who is our returning state player of the year. So we felt really good going in with that group, and the young group really pushing them and getting them better. And I'm really disappointed because I don't get to spend the time that I wanted to spend with them, and I guess that's my biggest takeaway or disappointment in this year being the way it is. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you summed it up nicely there, Billy. It's obviously challenging, and I think that is the thing that people are missing most is those opportunities to interact and engage and build those memories. Obviously winning a state championship is fun, as well as anyone, but the memories, even in the seasons that are more tough, have to be 1,000 times more worth it. So, yeah, that's awesome. We'll get to some of your players, as you mentioned. Some cool players that actually have the opportunity to get to play at the next level next year, which is going to be exciting. We'll get some questions into them shortly. Next, we can go on to Kevin Bednowski, the organizer here and host of this event. Kevin leading the Riverside Rams program. This is your second or third year now, Kevin, at Riverside? If we can hear Kevin. But anyhow, so Kevin, Riverside Rams coach, they're moving up. Yeah, you're back there. So moving up from, as Billy mentioned, up from 4A, making a appearance in the 4A state tournament last year, up to 5A, to kind of compete with some of the powerhouses of Loudoun County softball and Stonebridge, Freedom, Woodgrove, and now Riverside in that mix. Kevin, what was your outlook on this season? What are you going to miss the most about stepping on that field in Lansdowne every night for practice and for games?
Yeah, well, first thing we're going to miss is the fact that we've got the most beautiful field in all of the county, right? I know that some of my other fellow coaches here would think otherwise, but we absolutely believe it. Before I get started on my program, I'm admitting a few more people in here. I wanted to see if I could share my screen real quick because I've got something pretty cool to show people. And some of the names that Coach Rice mentioned in a second ago. Let me know if you can see my screen.
We can see your screen, Kevin.
Okay. So the aforementioned Lauren Fox, I believe, is right there. The aforementioned Allie Molthen, I think, is right there. And Liv, that's you right there, isn't it? And Mary Quinn, that's you right there. Right. So this was back from, I think you guys were 8 or 9 years old, back when Allie's mom was the coach of the Pride team back there at AGSL. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I got a couple of players there as well. I think there's Courtney right there. And of course, Malika's over there. So I just wanted to share that with you guys and a little bit of a flashback. A little bit of a throwback there. So hope you enjoyed that. So look, we were obviously excited, number one, to get back on the field after last year and competing because we thought we were just literally just one moment away, right? One moment away from taking it to the next level. And we thought that we had everything kind of lined back up for us. We had 8 returning starters. Obviously we lost one large component of our program with Malika leaving and transferring down to South Carolina, but we felt that we had a lot coming back. So I too felt like we were in a pretty good position. We knew that it was going to be very tough. If you look across all of Northern Virginia softball, I think if you took our 5A district, it was probably amongst the toughest top to bottom, amongst all the teams. So again, like Coach Rice, really gonna miss these 7 seniors that we have, some of which I've coached and I've been with, as you can see, since they were, 8 years old, 9 years old. So I have a history with some of these kids back, 10 years almost with a lot of them. So I just want to take a second and talk a little bit about our seniors. So Annika Dunn, who was one of our 2 starting pitchers last year, obviously was an all-district player. And she's heading on to be a War Eagle. So she's heading on and doing some great things. Ashley Bright is a 4-year member of our program. And she too was going to have an opportunity as a senior to contribute this year. She's heading off to the University of Colorado Boulder. Bella Radigan, who is literally an MVP wherever she goes, in the classroom, on the field, and just a joy to be around. And she's going to be actually heading on and playing Division I softball at Bucknell University next year. So we're really excited about that. Courtney Kuzbel, she is our team jokester and always one to make everybody laugh in the clubhouse. So we enjoy that. She's heading on and going to be a great student at Clemson. Michaela Gallagher, And Michaela is she's a versatile as it gets for us. We were really excited about the contributions that she was going to have this year. She's also too going to be heading on and playing Division I softball down at Florida International in Miami. Probably one of the heart and soul of our team, Megan Jones. The thing that I feel this is one of those things where Megan was going to start this season with 90 career hits. And, probably 4 or 5 games in, she was going to tout that 100 hit mark, which is like scoring 1,000 points in basketball, right? So we were going to really celebrate that. We had 3 kids on the team, Michaela and Bella too. They were in their high 70s, so they were going to be able to get to 100 hits. So we were really looking at not just team accolades. There was some individual stuff that we were going to celebrate on the field. So we're going to miss that opportunity. And then finally, Morgan Martier. Morgan's one of those kids that I've known for a really, really long time. Back when she was probably 8 or 9 years old, she's going to go and be an awesome student down at Virginia Tech. So I just wanted to make sure we point out all those kids. But we're really excited about our opportunities this year. Not to mention, Riverside was going to be the host of the state tournament this year, the semifinal and final in the Jubilee. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do that, but we were looking forward to that.
Yeah, definitely a bummer there. Loudoun doesn't get a whole lot of opportunities to host state championships. Riverside and at the 5A level and John Champ at the 6A level, we're both going to host state tournaments this year in different sports, and definitely a bummer and a lost opportunity as we do this. Kevin, I'm checking through the participant list. I do not see Teddy or Joe.
Joe just joined.
Oh, here we go. Perfect.
Yep, Coach Spicer just joined.
That's perfect. Perfect timing, Coach Spicer. We're just going around the coaches. Coach Spicer, we've already talked to Coach Rice and Coach Bednowski. If you want to take yourself off mute and kind of give an overview of kind of what your expectations were for the season and what you miss most and what you are missing most about not being out on the field with your team this spring.
Well, the biggest thing was us going to this new 5A district, and the competition was going to be ridiculous. So I thought every night was going to be an absolute war, and that was what I was kind of looking forward to. You have a state champion in Stonebridge, and Riverside, of course, was in the states last year, and Freedom's got good pitching and catching. So it was going to be not to shortchange anybody, but I thought that every night was going to be a battle. And, so I was one of those situations where I thought the conference winner could be 500 and, still have a heck of a season.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Moving up, obviously Woodgrove moving up after a state tournament run again last year. Moving up from 4 to 5A to play with these powerhouses, as we've mentioned, it would have definitely been exciting. Coach, do you want to maybe roll through your seniors and what you're going to miss about coaching those girls out on the field this year?
Basically, with my infield, we had Amanda Nielsen at first base, who was coming off an ACL injury, and she was in a big fight for the position. With another young lady, Lexi Rovain, and she was a big bat and everything, but she'd worked really, really hard to get back after having surgery at the end of last season. And then second base, we had Maddie Mill, who is going to be playing at Virginia Wise, and she was one of those kids that every year she got better, and she'd become a very competent and second baseman. My third baseman, Alexis Peed, was a gamer. She always was the person who, the bigger the game, the better she played. And, and then, of course, what I consider the heart and soul of the team was Katie Merchant, our shortstop, who, she's 5'2" package of dynamite. And, so we're looking forward to having maybe 4 seniors in the infield, who'd all been in big games and like nothing better than to compete. And, they're teammates with a lot of kids from other schools, but, they just like going out and playing hard. And I was really looking forward to seeing them, put it together for that senior year.
Absolutely. Like you said, a star-studded infield, a team that has really played at the top of Virginia high school league since opening up, 8 years ago now, 10 years ago now.
It's their 10th year, yeah.
Yeah, so and just an incredible team over the course of the whole time that Woodgrove's been around. Really upset that we have to miss out on that opportunity, but excited that we get to kind of share some new memories here together today. I still do not see. Do we have a Freedom coach on?
Yeah, Owen, I can take Freedom.
Cool. So we got
Coach
Phil
McKinney
McKinney here. Yeah, Phil McKinney here from Freedom High School. Phil, do you want to, as the other coaches have, give us a breakdown what your expectations were this year, what you're going to miss most about coaching over at Freedom?
Yeah, for sure. First, I got to say I agree with all the rest of the coaches. I mean, Coach Whitney and I, when we were looking at taking over the program after Coach St. Laurent left, we were excited to see what was happening with 5A. I mean, in my opinion, we've got the top teams in 5A, and we were looking forward to being able to play consistently each week at a very high level for all the girls. And I think, honestly, and I think all the coaches would say this, I think we have some of the best talent in the schools that are represented in this, media day. So we're missing that. We're missing the time being able to be with the girls. As coaches, we could tell you all the prep and tryouts and everything we all went through, and we were just pumped and ready to go. And then that was taken away. So I think mostly I'm sad for our senior players. The rest of our girls, all of you guys online right now, you got some more time, and we're sad that you missed this year. But for the seniors, that was it for them, and so I'm really feeling it for them. As far as we know that their spirits have been down about it, and they're not going to have a lot of those lasts that each player likes to enjoy. So I want to say to all the seniors that are online, no matter what team you're on, we as coaches, we appreciate you. We are sad with you. But we also celebrate you because you've put a lot into this game for many years. As Coach Bednowski was saying, most of us coaches were coaching these girls since they were real little. You go back and find those pictures like you put up a little while ago when they were in rec ball, and to see them now achieve what they've achieved and to get where they have gotten so far. So it's pretty cool to be a part of all that. We got 4 seniors at Freedom that are not going to be able to take the field for that last time. First of all, we've got at second base, Carly Mikado. She's played several years, and I've got to play with her at different levels through the years, especially in travel ball. She's a great player, but she's got an incredible spirit. She brings leadership to the team and to the field, and to see her smiling face would always pick everybody up on the team, and it was pretty cool to see that. At first base, we have Carrie Golden. Carrie is that one that, man, you never know what's going to come out of Carrie's mouth. She's going to keep us going. She's a lot of fun. She can hit the fire out of the ball. And she's just one of those players that kept you going all the time. In our outfield, we have Kaylin Fowler, KK. She's that player when other teams would show up to Freedom, never knew what was going to happen with her when she would walk up to the meeting at the plate, because she might have a mask on, she might be doing something weird and crazy. She's just one of those girls, but she always was a great leader for us on this team, and her and the rest of the seniors really were keeping us going. Both Carrie and Kaylin, KK, I've been coaching them for many, many years since they were little bitty girls. I found some of those photos that Coach Bednowski was showing a little while ago. And then, of course, my daughter, her senior year, really hate not being able to experience that with her on the field, playing catch and third base. And but she has always been a leader on the field. She knew I was going to coach her harder than anybody else, but she's always taken it in stride. And she's just gone out there and told the girls and motivated them to do something bigger and better than what maybe they believe they could be. And so really going to miss those 4 seniors and being able to spend that time with them in this final season.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. Thank you to all of the coaches for kind of taking the time, giving their overview their expectations and kind of their thoughts about missing out on this season. Now, as Coach McKinney said, we really want to celebrate these athletes and give them an opportunity to kind of reminisce and celebrate the accomplishments they've made over the last 3 and 4 years at their respective high schools. So I want to turn it over to the girls, and I have some questions for these athletes. We'll go some of these team by team. Some of these will bounce around. But I'll start with Stonebridge. That's where we started with the coaches. We'll start there again with the athletes. So the coaches that are the athletes, if there's more than this, feel free to pipe up. But these are the athletes that Coach Rice sent over to me. Jordan Thompson, Lauren Fox, Olivia Volbach. If you guys want to take yourself off mute and we can get going with a question here. We'll start something with a little bit more positive. Obviously, this is a very challenging time, I'm sure, for all of you, as the coaches have kind of addressed. But maybe we can talk about something a little bit more fun. Over the last few years playing at your high schools, so Jordan, Lauren, and Olivia at Stonebridge, what is your favorite memory of playing softball at Stonebridge?
My favorite memory was probably last year winning the state championship. We all really came together as a team. We fought really hard, and it was nice to see it all come together at the end.
I'd have to agree. Winning states was probably one of the best feelings and memories from Stonebridge, but also everybody on the team, just seeing them every day.
Yeah, I'm sure that's tough having to miss out on seeing your teammates and classmates every day. We have a couple Laurens here. I don't know if one of these is Lauren Fox. If it is, she's not off mute. But that's obviously a tremendous season for Stonebridge last year. And tough that we're not going to see these four teams specifically play for a district title. I mean, this would have been a crazy district playoff, these four teams. And it's not to discount some of the other teams that are in this district that could have made some noise as well. These are just the four that we have with us today. Let's move on to we'll bounce around to another team and jump over to Riverside. Bella Radican, Michaela Gallagher, and Megan Jones. For you all, a little bit of a different question. Who are some of the players this year that you were most looking forward to compete against?
I don't know exactly about players that I was looking forward to playing against. It was more teams. Like, all the teams that are on the call right now, I was really looking forward to playing against you all because you guys are really good competition, and the best games are the ones when we are fighting to the end and, like, really battling it out. And that was definitely what we would have been doing against you all this year.
I'd have to agree with Bella. I was really excited to play everybody. I wanted another chance at Patriot since we always have really close games with them. They're always really high intensity and always fun to play. So
I was excited to play all the teams, but I was also really excited to play Olivia and Jamie because they're both really good pitchers. And I can't really – they always, I struggle hitting off of them, so it's like a challenge and it's fun.
The competition, obviously, such a big part of sports, and having that adversary that is competing with you at your level is definitely a entertaining factor of sports. So absolutely agree with that. Jumping over to Woodgrove now, we have Alexa Peed, Maddie Milne, Amanda Nielsen, and Katie Merchant. Question for you all. What did you see as your biggest district rivalry game this year?
I think our biggest district rivalry is Riverside. Our games are always so intense, and they're just so fun, I think, because our energy is always super high up, and I think it's cool playing you guys.
I agree with Maddie. It was always, for when we play Riverside, it's always, very intense, and we all, kind of know each other, so it just, made it more fun.
Cool. I don't know if Alexa or Amanda are on. We hop over to Freedom real quick. Carrie Golden, Kaylee McKinney, KK Fowler, and Carly Mikado. So we talked about favorite memories with Stonebridge. Do you four girls at Freedom want to talk about maybe your funniest memory playing for Freedom?
I think my funniest memory with playing with Freedom, I'm sorry, Stonebridge, but when we beat Stonebridge to get into the state tournament and dogpiled on the field, that was probably one of the best moments ever.
Yeah, one of my funniest memories, we just have a lot of klutz on the team, a lot of people that know how to take a fall. So when you're in intense game situations, it's really nice to just see them, like, take a tumble. We can all take a laugh, like bring it back to reality for a sec and realize that we're just playing a game.
I think my favorite memory from playing with Freedom would be freshman year when we went to states. When we went to dinner after the semifinals, we got our mascot Keisha, and she still lives in our shed and on our field to this day. So yeah.
Yes, Keisha, we love her. I think my funniest memory was probably, freshman year. We were coming back from, I think it was a regional semifinal game, but we had won in Carroll County, and we were coming back, and we needed dinner. So our coach decided, even though the Wendy's is closed, I'm going to go bang on their door and tell them to open up so we can eat. And so we all had Wendy's. But yeah, that was probably my funniest memory.
That's exciting for sure. I'm interested in, I know some other people on here might be interested about this mascot that you guys found and now store at your field.
She's basically just like an eagle statue, but we praise her to all respects.
Yeah, we basically, like, after one of our games, I don't remember which one, but we always go to Cracker Barrel, like, after, like, the really intense games, like states and stuff like that. And so, like, our coach was like, we have to get an eagle. So we bought her, and now she lives at our field, and we call her Keisha. We bought her at the Cracker Barrel.
Bring her out every game for the national anthem. She holds our flag.
And last time we went to Cracker Barrel, we got little baby Keishas. So she has babies.
Yeah, that's exciting. It brings up another thing that, in softball and baseball are, I think the two sports that maybe see this as most is about pregame rituals and maybe some superstitions. So the girls over at Riverside, do you all have any pregame rituals you follow either individually or as a team before you head out onto the field and get ready for the national anthem and first pitch?
Well, I know before every home game, is it off mute? Okay, so before every home game, we always eat like food in the press box together, and we always just like jam out to music to get us like really pumped up before the game. And I know we do that every home game. But yeah, we don't really have too many like team rituals. I'm sure people have individual ones, but the team, we kind of just like to hang out before the game and get us pumped up together.
One thing that we'll do as a team sometimes before like games that like we're nervous for, like we have to like pump ourselves up for, is we'll just do like a team circle, and then someone will talk, and then me personally, I'll listen to music on the bus or like right before the game, and then get in my head zone.
I know before like some home games, I think it's Morgan, she'll say like a question of the day, and then everyone like goes around and like answers like your favorite like food or something, and just to like calm everyone's nerves and kind of just get ready for the game.
Yeah, that's fun. It's been a long time since I played competitive baseball. I've coached the last few years at the high school level, and it's always fun seeing what the kids are up to and how they're getting themselves excited. And Bella, you mentioned this, listening to music. So I was wondering if throw this over to Woodgrove, Katie and Maddie. Do you have any specific pump-up songs that you all listen to before you head onto the field for a game?
Our coach is really into like kind of like heavy metal, so we used to listen to Let the Bodies Hit the Floor when like we would run out on the field. And on the bus, I think my sophomore year, before we go and get to the school, we would listen to the Pitch Perfect riff off and listen to it and sing it, and it kind of made the baseball boys mad, but that's kind of what we used to do. But now it's just like it would be let the bodies hit the floor. And that's it.
Yeah, what Katie said.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, always love checking out the pump up songs. If you are familiar with Coach Wayne Todd, baseball coach over at Loudoun Valley, during in and out, he likes to play while the opposing team takes in and out. He likes to play "Who's on First," which, if you're familiar with that, is the most or the least pump up audio track that you could possibly imagine, and it just rolls for literally full 10 minutes. He has it on repeat for 10 minutes during in and out. I've played against him too many times. I think I can recite the whole thing from memory now, having to deal with that all the time. Just a fun memory there for you, little tidbit if you get out to Valley and listen to that soundtrack during in and out. All right, Stonebridge. I think we're back to Stonebridge. Yeah, Stonebridge. We talked a little bit about how to get pumped up before a game, some pregame rituals. Do you all have any superstitions that, maybe on a game day you have to put your socks on one foot and then the other, or something else?
For me, when I'm running out to the field, I always have to step on the field with my right foot first. That's like my one thing. Yeah.
As a team, I think we knock on wood, like after we say anything, like in the dugout. I think we do that a lot. But that's really it, I think, for superstitions.
Coach Rice, you're shaking your head.
But that's like basic.
I'm probably worse than any of them. I mean, bats touching, ball, it just, the little things here and there is what gets me going. And I think they do it sometimes. They cross the bats just to see me slip out. But, they're pretty low key in that regard. Again, me and other coaches were probably the worst about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Spicer, Katie was talking a little bit about you being a heavy metal fan. What's your favorite heavy metal band?
Well, that's actually my assistant coach.
Oh, okay.
Cole is the heavy metal guy. So he coaches the infield. So that's the reason all those seniors are into heavy metal now.
Got it. What about you, Coach? What kind of music do you listen to?
I am more of a pop guy, actually. I like pop music.
Yeah, that's exciting. Definitely fun. So does anyone have any other questions they're interested in knowing? If not, I mean, I can follow up, but I'd love to hear if any of the coaches, any of the players had questions they want to ask each other. If not, like I said, I do have some more that we can kind of roll through and learn a little bit more about all these girls that are here today.
Oh, and I was just going to say that, I was really, really looking forward to playing each and every one of these teams because it was going to be down to the wire, right? I wanted to face Liv twice this year, at least on the mound. No doubt about it. I wanted to see Jamie twice, and I wanted to see Mo twice. And I thought it was going to be really, really stellar competition. And these kids bring it every single day. Coach Spicer, I know it's raining out tonight, but tonight we would have been playing each other, right? If it weren't raining out tonight. So I've done I'm sure each of us as coaches have probably done a little bit of simulation in our heads, right? About where we would be right now. And, I think I've got us at 13-1 right at the moment. I'm sure that everybody else thinks a little differently about that. So, but yeah, I was really, really looking forward to seeing a lot of these kids, especially these seniors that have put their heart and soul, not only into the game of softball, but into their friendships and into their teams. You can hear it with these kids that they're really, they really have love. They truly have a lot of love for each other on the field and off the field. And that's something that is really unique about what I think this group of kids brings to the table every single night on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. For those of you who don't know, I also coach varsity baseball at John Champ High School. I live with one of our assistant coaches, and he reminds me I went down for breakfast this morning. He goes, "We're supposed to be at Osborne tonight." So yeah, definitely challenging, trying to think through those things. All right, yeah. So a few more questions here for everyone, and we have a lot of athletes that we don't have highlighted and that haven't had an opportunity to talk. But I think this might be a cool activity for everyone to participate if they're interested. Just roll through, and the question is going to be the same for everyone. If you got to pick your walk-up song this year as you're walking to the plate, what would that walk-up song be? So I'm gonna, because there's so many of you, I'll roll through and say your name, and then we can just kind of hear what your take would be on your walk-up song. If you don't want to talk, don't feel like you have to. But trying to create a safe space here. But let's give this a shot. So let's start with Ashley Bright.
Hi, yeah. I had a hard time deciding what my walk-up song would be, but eventually I settled on what it would probably be "Living for the Weekend" by Fits and the Tantrums. I figured it would fit good for a Friday night game or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good one. All right, KK Fowler.
I honestly don't know what my walk-up song would be this year. I didn't really think about it, but it'd probably be like a throwback song or something like that.
Cool. Carrie Golden.
My walk-up song was going to be the same this year as it was last year because it's kind of turned into a inside joke with me and my teammates, but it would have been Hall of Fame. Mainly just because like it gets you in the mood, like, okay, it's time to go, like getting ready for that bat.
Definitely. All right. Kaylee McKinney.
Oh, okay. So I kind of picked one out. It doesn't have any words. It's just like the beat, but it's called Arena, and I forget who it's by, but I was excited for it.
That's awesome. Liv Volbach.
My walk-up song was going to be "She's Country" because I've always loved country music, and it kind of gets me pumped up before I go up to the plate.
Yeah, absolutely. Michaela Gallagher.
I was either gonna do "Let It Rock" by Kevin Rudolph or "Kickstart My Heart" by Motley Crue because both those songs just have like a nice like heavy beat to them and they get me pumped up.
Sweet. Coach Rice, would you have a walk-up song?
Probably Crazy Train, if I had to pick one off the top of my head, but yeah.
Nice. Coach Bednowski.
I was going to go with the 300 Violin Orchestra walk-up.
Perfect. Sid Bednowski.
Sorry, I was trying to figure out how to unmute it. Honestly, I had no idea what my walk-up song was going to be, but I love country music, and I also love Carrie Underwood, so it would probably be something Carrie Underwood country-esque.
Nice. Jordan Thompson.
Last year I did Circle of Life from The Lion King, and I really liked that one. But this year I was going to do the Imperial March from Star Wars, kind of the Darth Vader, I don't know. I like having funny songs, and I like both of those.
Those songs are pretty polar opposite, Circle of Life and the Imperial March. Definitely on opposite ends of the spectrum there, but that's a good one and has to be pretty intimidating walk up to the plate with that playing in the background.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want Darth Vader coming up there.
Absolutely not. All right, Emma Enright.
I was going to Party Up by DMX. It just has like a cool beat. It kind of pumps me up. So, yeah.
Perfect. Maddie Milne.
We don't do walk-up songs, but if we did, I'd probably want to do something funny. So I'd definitely pick a song from High School Musical.
Yeah, that would be absolutely entertaining. Katie Merchant.
Like she said, we don't have them, so I have no idea what I would even think
No,
of.
Katie, we've gone through 14 of these. You haven't had time to think. We'll come back to you.
Okay.
You have like 20 more people to go through. So Megan Jones.
I would do Toxic by Britney Spears. I just found it.
Perfect. Classic option. Mary Quinn,
I would do Turn Down for What.
another classic option. Lauren C.
I was gonna do "Good as Hell" by Lizzo. 'Cause why not?
Because Lizzo. Yeah. Makes sense. Abby Drake.
I'd probably do something country just because it gets me like pumped up and ready to go.
Nice. Ashton Walsh.
I was gonna go with Level Up because I like how it does like the countdown at the beginning, so it's kind of like cool when you're like walking up there.
That's awesome. Coach McKinney, if you got a walk-up song.
Man, there's a lot that you could choose from. The Kickstart My Heart was a great one. I thought that was a great suggestion. If I didn't do that one, I would definitely do Inner Sandman by Metallica.
Absolutely. You can't. I don't know if you can see my wall art here. I'm a huge Mariano Rivera fan. So it's the Bronx to Cooperstown canvas art with number 42 as the subway station train number. So Enter Sandman's near and dear to my heart. Absolutely a fantastic choice. Bella Radican.
Well, my walk-up song was supposed to be Cotton Eye Joe because it's just super fun, super upbeat, and I mean we all know it. So, yeah, that's what I was supposed to do.
Carly Mikado.
I was gonna do Rico by Meek Mill.
Perfect. Lexi.
Like Katie and Maddie said, we don't do those at Woodgrove, but I don't know. I would have to talk to our assistant coach. Maybe he has some heavy metal ideas for me, but yeah, I'm not sure.
Perfect. Coach Spicer, no walk-up songs at Woodgrove, but if you got a walk-up song, what would yours be?
Oh, I'd be torn between Born This Way by Lady Gaga or Baby Shark because my wife's a fan.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's the first. We've gone through 25 of these. The first one say Baby Shark. I love that. I love that one. All right, moving on to we got a lot of people here. Moving on to page 2. Kayla, I am not going to attempt to say your last name.
Me.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
My walk-up song was like Vivir Mi Vida. It's just like Hispanic music, I guess.
Perfect. Awesome choice. Grace Pounder.
I like country, so I was probably gonna do "Knocking Boots" by Luke Bryan.
Nice. Next up is Mackenzie.
I was gonna do "Meet Me on the Roof" by Green Day. It's just a very groovy song, and it's going to make me happy and just a reminder to have fun.
Absolutely. All right, Annika.
I would have done Enter Sandman too.
Perfect. Great choice. Ella Collins.
I was gonna do Something Bad by Miranda Lambert.
A lot of country music. Loving it. Maddie. Maddie took herself off mute, but we still can't hear her. She's on super mute. Do you have a piece of paper? You can just hold it up like this. We'll come back to you, Maddie, if you can figure it out. Jasmine?
I was debating between a song called "What's Popping" and like some throwback songs.
Cool. Julie Moulton? She's just on mute. She didn't even try to take herself off of it.
It's Allie, but I was gonna do
Oh, hey, Allie.
Austin.
Another classic choice for walk-up song. All right, so that's all the people that I see that have cameras on. Is there anyone that doesn't have their camera on that cares to share what their walk-up song would have been? If not, there is one person that we need to come back to, and now she's had another 15 minutes to think about this. So Katie Merchant, do you have a walk-up song yet?
I think I would choose Heartless by Diplo and Morgan Wallen.
Perfect. Great song. Great choice. That's awesome. So yeah, that was I didn't realize we had so many people on here. That took a little bit longer than anticipated, but I think that was fun. Get a little bit of taste of what kind of music people are into. I want to come back to the seniors real quick, and we'll go again in by team and get thoughts from all of them. Really, the kind of celebrate what you guys have been able to accomplish over the last 4 years. But I want to kind of just touch on real quick what each and every one of you is going to miss the most about playing high school softball. So I want to start with Stonebridge again, Jordan, Lauren, and Olivia. What is it that you all are going to miss the most about suiting up and playing for the Bulldogs every night of the spring?
I'm probably gonna miss my teammates the most and all the friendships that we made throughout the years. It's hard because we never really got to say goodbye, so that's been difficult. But yeah, probably all the friendships that I made.
I would probably say just seeing everybody every day and just getting to go out on the field, especially when it gets warmer in the spring and the end of the school year. Everything gets so fun. So probably just being out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's hop on over to Riverside. Bella, Michaela, and Megan. What is it that you all were going to miss the most, or that you are going to miss the most, not getting to play at Riverside?
I think I'm gonna miss the most. Oh,
no, you go.
I think I'm gonna miss the most is definitely the friendships. I've made a lot of really good friends playing for this team for the past 4 years. I'm really gonna miss that, and I'm also gonna miss our new locker room since we just got it redone, and like the dance parties, and we have like strobe lights in there and speakers, and I'm gonna miss doing that.
Yeah, I agree about the locker room thing. That would have been so cool. But also I'm just really gonna miss getting to like play, take the field every day and play in front of my family and friends and teachers and just whole community. Like we have so much school pride and so many people came out to our games and it was just so much fun.
I'm gonna miss just like hanging out with the girls and seeing them every day, because when you're in season, like after a month, it's like annoying and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to see these girls anymore. But then like right now, I'm like, I really want to have that feeling of like, I don't want to see you, because like I miss them, and it's just like, I don't know, just like hanging out, sitting on the bus, all of that. Fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's hop to Woodgrove. Same question to you ladies, Katie, Lexa, Maddie, and Amanda.
I'm gonna really miss my teammates and my coaches, all like the little moments, because we're all really close and have a fun time. But I'm also gonna miss playing all of my friends on the other teams, because I'm not gonna have a chance to do that again. Play everyone that I know. It's gonna be sad.
I'm gonna miss going to practice every day, because you could have a bad day at school and then going onto the field and seeing everybody and messing around with your teammates just made my day a whole lot better if I had a bad one. So I think I'm just gonna miss my teammates the most.
Cool. Did we have any of the other Woodgrove girls hop on? I'm not sure. If not, we can head over to Freedom. Carrie, Kaylee, KK, and Carly.
I'd say one of the things that I'm really gonna miss is my teammates, like getting really close with them. But also, since we're such a crazy team, I'm gonna miss all of the inside jokes. I'm not gonna be able to understand any of them. But I think the one thing I'm gonna miss the most is like being in the outfield, diving for balls, kind of like telling everyone what to do.
Yeah, I'm like, obviously I'm gonna miss all my teammates. We're, like KK said, an insane group, but in the best way possible. But beyond that, I think I'm just gonna miss like the level of play that it is, especially with all the teams that we were gonna get to play this year. It was definitely gonna be some of the best like games that we've ever had, and we have such a talented team. It would have been amazing to see all of it play out.
I'm for sure gonna miss the team too. Like we were the weirdest team out there probably, with all of our jokes. But one thing you're not gonna get, but I really miss the shed. Like I'm really gonna miss the shed. We have a lot of memes there.
I would say I'm really gonna miss definitely like my teammates because we really were a family and I considered them all like my sisters. And another thing was my actual sister was a freshman this year and I was gonna get to play with her for the first time ever, but don't get to do it. So I'll definitely miss that.
Yeah, absolutely. Want to run through the coaches real quick. Coach McKinney, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, again, just missing being able to play with all these teams, these coaches, these girls. One of the things that's really cool about being a coach in this area and all these high schools is that, and one of the girls mentioned it a little while ago, y'all play all on separate high school teams, which is y'all also join on your travel teams. So there's relationships, not just in the high schools, but across teams too. And it's always cool to see the lineup walks at the end of games and to see girls high-fiving and hugging each other, that they're close friends, not just separated by school, but on their travel teams. So I'm going to miss seeing all that with the girls this year, but I know that there's going to be more years ahead for a lot of you girls. Some of you girls going on to college to play. Some will go on to college to play just in the rec, with teams for your clubs and things like that. So don't ever give up on the game, girls. It's a way that y'all bond together. So I'll miss seeing all of y'all out on the field.
Thanks, Coach. Coach Spicer, you got any final thoughts?
Just that it was a little hard, for everyone now because it was just so much fun to watch the kids grow over 4 years, and where they begin and where they finish is, sometimes amazing how much better they get in that time period. So, it was an unfortunate set of circumstances that cost the seniors this year, but hopefully we'll get to see them on TV, a few of them, doing some College World Series.
Absolutely. Always a blast following those girls that do make it to the next level, and we get to see them on TV. Coach Rice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to repeat myself, but just watching these girls grow, and I just, on my screen, I see our little freshmen down there. And I just, remember this group coming in as freshmen and saying, hey, this is a pretty good group. I wonder what they can do. And then watching them grow. And obviously last year culminating in the state championship. And I don't know. I probably bit off a little more than I should have this year. But along with this district, we went out and we scheduled Mountain View again. They got their pitcher back. I wanted to see what we could do against them. And same thing, we got South County back. We were going to have a Saturday with them. I'd love to see Liv and that pitcher go head to head. And I don't know. I think when they play this level of competition each day, it just elevates everybody on the field, both sides. And that's so fun to just sit back and watch and enjoy and seeing these girls again do that year in, year out. I'll miss everybody on here, and obviously, especially mine. And it's kind of like they said, is that we didn't get that goodbye. You didn't get that. There's no closure, and that's going to be the toughest thing to try to figure out,
Absolutely going to be the biggest challenge. Before I head over to Coach Bednowski, just want to thank you again for inviting me, Coach, to moderate this discussion. I had an absolute blast getting to kind of talk through what's going on and meet a lot of these girls that I've never had an opportunity to meet before. I had a lot of fun, and I'm excited to see kind of the next generation coming in next year and what these girls do at the college level, whether they're playing, going there to study, and just seeing what their future holds. So Coach Bednowski, any final thoughts from you?
Well, first, Owen, thanks a lot for moderating and taking us through this hour. Really appreciate it. And, thank you to the nearly 60 kids and families and parents and coaches that had jumped on. I think it's a true testament to the commitment that Loudoun County families have in the softball world. It is a small community of people. And, you know, we've all crossed paths, whether it's at high school or travel or playing against or playing with. And, you know, I think to a person, just as, you know, Billy and everybody else said, is that we've seen these kids grow, and to see them mature the way that they have and grow for a really long time. And even if it's just over the last 4 years, or like I said, for some nearly 10 or more, it's really exciting to see them take their next step, whatever that next step is. And I have told our girls and our team, and I said, you know, come hell or high water, we will have a senior night. I don't care if we're playing a wiffle ball game in the backyard, we're going to find a way to do something. So I would invite, you know, if these 4 teams want to get together for a little wiffle ball tournament or something, I'd be happy to do it once this stuff all lifts, because I think that these young women deserve a little bit of a send-off. That's kind of why we're doing what we did tonight. But you know, we want to continue to celebrate them any way we can, whether that's through social media, doing things like this, or otherwise. But we trust me, ladies, we will continue to celebrate you, because you made a huge impact, not only on each other, on the school. You've certainly made a huge impact on me, no matter what team you've played for. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for participating tonight, and you guys have a great night tonight. Thanks again.